Good morning. Okay, so today's video is a little bit different. I have noticed that my background is a little bit plain, and I thought, you know what, we can do better. We can spice it up, jazz it up a little bit. So today I'm actually going to be moving my bookshelf from my bedroom, which is across the hall, and moving it into this room. At the same time, I figured I'd not only do a bookshelf tour, but also a little bit of a rejig and reorganization of my bookshelves. So I will show you what they look like now, and then we'll get into the process. Okay, so this is what my bookshelf looks like as it stands. I have one of these leaning bookshelves, and at the bottom there are two drawers. At the moment I have all of my books arranged by color, but I think I'm going to switch that up in order to keep different series together. So I'll zoom you guys in and give you a closer look at what is on each shelf. Okay, so this is the first shelf, and I will move the cheer bow out of the way. It's just something one of my athletes gave to me. I thought it was cute, so I hung it up here. So this shelf houses the red, orange, yellow, and a few of my green books. On this second shelf, again, I have some knickknacks just sitting in the front, but this shelf mostly holds a couple green, but it's predominantly my blue shelf. I also have two purple books. Down here, once again, knickknacks in the front, but otherwise these are black and white books. And the bottom here is a bit of a mishmash. So in the front, I have my Polaroid camera and an accessory for it. I've also got a candle holder and some larger coffee table books. In the back, I have mostly books on sexuality, and then to the right, I have a couple of books that just didn't fit on other shelves, so I've housed them there for now. And that is the bookshelf as of right now. Personally, I think I can do a lot better. So the first thing I'm going to do is start by clearing off all of the shelves, and then I'll be able to move the bookshelf into the other room in order to reload it with new organization. Okay, so we've skipped a few steps, but basically what I did was clean off the bookshelf, and I also dusted off all of my books. I spared you having to watch that and my own embarrassment because it was disgusting. So now we've moved the bookshelf into the room, and I've also laid out all of the books on the bed. This is a part of the room that you guys don't normally get to see, so some behind the scenes insight. And basically what I think I'm just gonna do is start sorting the books into series and then placing them on the shelf and figuring out how I want things to be arranged and set up. You know what, it just occurred to me that it will be easiest for me to show you all the books before I load the shelves up with knickknacks, so I'm just gonna take a quick moment and we're gonna have our tour now. I'm not gonna use my tripod for this segment, so you'll have to forgive me if the camera's a bit shaky, but we'll start over here on the left. So I have all of my manga. I've got one Cardcaptor, two Full Metal Alchemist, two Bleach, four Tokyo Mew Mew, and then I have a couple of witch graphic novels, two of the books from the Maze Runner series. I don't have the first one because I read that in high school. And then I have all three of the Hunger Games in paperbacks. I have a bunch of books from the Shatter Me series. I have all three of the Shadow and Bone books, plus the Six of Crows duology. So onto the second shelf, I've sort of carved out a vampire section vaguely to the left. So on top I have Marked by PC and Kristen Cast. I used to have a lot more of this series but I got a bit frustrated with it at a certain point along the line, so I ended up unhauling them except for this one, which was my favorite. Next, I have a bunch of books from the Night World series, and the editions I have 3 books in one. So I've got the first 9 books within these 3 books here. There is supposed to be a 10th one, but I'm not sure if it was ever released. Next, I have Heather Brewer's The Chronicles of Vladimir Todd books, and I also have one from the spin-off series, which was the Slayer Chronicles. I really enjoyed these when I was in like middle grade ages, so late elementary school. Not all of these are vampire books, but these are all of my Amelia Atwater Rhodes books. These 2 in particular are also editions that have multiple books within them. Moving along, we have a couple more books from series. So I have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and Hollow City. I also have the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, or just Mara Dyer series. You'll notice throughout this video that I don't always have matching covers. For example, like this one and this one, the first books in the series are hardback, whereas the rest are paperback. A lot of the books I buy are used, so I don't always get a choice in the matter. Moving down to the 3rd shelf, we are finishing off the series I have. So I've got the first 2 books in Victoria Averd's Red Queen series. I've got the 3 books in the Divergent series. I also have 4. I'm not a huge fan of when authors do like spin-off books like this where you get extra content or content from another character's point of view. I often find it's just sort of a cash grab and that doesn't really add to the story in a meaningful way. Now I've got a whole bunch of books where I own, let's say, like just one from the series. So I've got The Summoning, Legend, Angels and Betrayals, Matched, Uglies, This Dark Endeavor, Wicked Lovely, The Gathering. These 3 here are standalone and these 2 are part of larger series. So I have The Ocean at the End of the Lane, Turtles All the Way Down, We Were Liars, and then another Faust and Illuminate. And then I didn't have any more room for standalone books, so I just kind of like laid them on top for now. But I have my absolutely decrepit copy of Gone Girl. I have The Coldest Girl in Cold Town and An Abundance of Catherines. And finally, at the bottom here, I have all of my sexuality books, and then again, a couple of books that just like didn't fit on other shelves. So I would say from about here until here, it's all sexuality or feminism related books. And then I have The Host by Stephanie Meyer, Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray, and I have a couple of more like coffee table books, graphic novel. And then here again, I didn't really have a place for these. This is the only classic I have on my shelf, and it's The Picture of Dorian Gray. And then this is the only book on my shelf that I have not read, which is Burial Rites by Hannah Kent. I mean, technically I haven't read everything in the sexuality section because some of them are just like straight up textbooks that I have more for collector's purpose than to actually read them. But yeah, so that is the bookshelf. So mostly YA and then sexuality and gender related nonfiction. And so now all I have to do is add the knickknacks and then we're done. And this is the final bookshelf. Now in the coming weeks, I'm probably gonna end up like moving things around a little bit and switching things up, but for now, I think it looks pretty good. And here is approximately what the new backdrop is going to look like. So again, I might switch things around in the coming weeks, but this is approximately what it's gonna end up looking like. Once again, I'm sorry that not all of my editions match. As you guys know, I take out most of my books from the library, so a lot of the things that I've read aren't even here. When I was younger, I didn't have a lot of space in my room, so I ended up unhauling a lot of books. So again, not everything I have ever read is here by any means. I really don't own a lot of books, and of the books I do have, a lot of them I've gotten used, so thus the mismatching of hardcover and paperback. I hope you enjoyed seeing just some of the things I have and that I've read, but otherwise I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing this process. I hope you have a lovely day and that I will see you next time. Bye!